Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the next chapter of Destiny 2, where we are going to be jumping in to some story and timeline catch-up-y type stuff and doing missions involved and basically doing a bit of chronology. Now, it is currently 7:59 AM on Friday the 26th of April 2024, and that's what we're doing. That's the stuff that's happening. Jack just exposed himself as a body snatcher. Yeah, because he's setting up medieval vault tech, exactly. Okay. We're going to watch a couple of cinematics. And we're going to do some story time and some moments of, like, what the fuck is going on. Consider this your... Consider... We can call them streakers? No. Cinematics. Learn about the witness. The witness is the bad guy. Actually, hold on. No, scratch that. Learn about the traveler first. There you go.
Some say this universe is made of light and darkness. These ancient forces flow through all matter and energy in our solar system and beyond.
That's Hawthorne, yeah? Pretty sure that's Hawthorne's voice actress.
We haven't always known this. When the Traveler arrived in our solar system, they called it many things. A ship, a planet, a god.
A big golf ball.
Its presence provoked and inspired great change. It terraformed several moons and planets. Our lifespans increased threefold. And we launched colony ships to settle worlds beyond our own. This was our golden age. But like all golden ages, it was doomed to collapse.
As you do.
The Traveler was pursued by an ancient enemy. A voice in the darkness. It found us. Humanity lost everything. With the last of its strength, the Traveler pushed back its enemy to create something new. The ghosts.
Ooh, spooky
in the dark
ghosts.
Times that followed the collapse, the ghosts chose the first light bearers.
And they were all
Immortal
dicks.
warriors gifted with the power of the Traveler's
Murdered
light.
the shit out of each other.
Humanity faced many threats in those days. Invaders from beyond our system arrived in droves. Pirates, called the Fallen, came to scavenge the remains of our golden age. The warlike Cabal came for our territory and resources for conquest. The Hive, ravenous worshippers of death, came to feed their infernal hunger. And the Vex, strange living machines, came to recreate our world in their own brutal image.
Well, they're their worlds. The Vex were here first.
We fought with each other as well. For a time, chaos reigned. Though in the end, we came together to rebuild, to heal. We built a city under the Traveler, the last safe city of Earth. In this city, humanity lived peacefully in all its forms. The humans,
There's a
Earth's
baby
original
Hawthorne. I know
inhabitants.
Hawthorne.
The Exos,
Holiday.
marvels of
Exos
the
are
Golden
cool.
Age, and the Awoken,
Awoken are
people
cooler.
touched by both light
Just saying.
and dark. Lightbearers took an oath to protect the last city. Over the centuries, They earned the title Guardians. The Titans, paragons of strength and bravery. The Warlocks, mage scholars trained in the arcane arts.
Palpatine.
And the Hunters, bold adventurers gifted with cunning.
Unlimited
Guardians
power.
know that when they stand together, they are stronger. And now, new threats use our own powers against us. The Black Fleet closes in, edging us toward a second collapse. And our greatest adversary, the voice in the darkness, is revealed.
Good old
A being
Megamind.
of unimaginable power. The Witness. But all is not lost. Brand new Guardians rise every day to shape the future of our solar system and beyond.
Eyes up, guarding man. That's what all the cool kids say, isn't it? Am I getting it? Do I get the memes? Eyes up, guarding man. Look up, guarding man. The menu on the screen. Oh, yeah, no, that's, yeah, because that's overlay. That's overlay, so you can see what I got equipped. Like the idea that the Hive were big fluffy moths until they shoved worms up their asses. Well, I mean, you've seen the early concept art and stuff. I think that's the whole point, is that they were. I know that's what you're alluding to, yes. But you see some of the early concept art. Some of the early concept art is awesome. They're literally just big moths. And they're attracted to... What are moths attracted to? The light! They're not real bright, though. They just sort of headbutted a whole bunch. This is all new to me. You're not familiar with any of the story from Destiny, are you, Robert? Ooh. Well, enjoy. What is this? Oh. Okay. Zero Destiny knowledge. It's a pretty cool story, like, as far as, like, the setting and stuff is concerned. They're just meth heads, yes. Butt heads? Yes, thank you, Buttspot. You're a pretty cool story. But I'm not over yet. Alright, so... Then the Witness. We learn about the Witness. Always wanted to get into the game, but I've heard it's pretty grindy. It can be, but it doesn't need to be. If you want to experience all the content the same way that you'd play through a Halo campaign, you can do that. You can just play through the story, play through the events and stuff that are there, you know, the missions and the three-man missions and all that sort of stuff. A lot of it's match-made. It's got Fireteam Finder now, so you don't even have to have like other people that you know to play with. It'll find people for you, and you can just chew through it at your own pace. It has a single-player campaign. Yeah. Fucking oath it does. The Witness.
Before you can confront the Witness, you must understand it.
Okay.
The Witness's first victims were once like you. Struggling for survival, bolstered by hope.
Okay.
Until their hopes became reality. They called it the Gardener, their deity of life.
And the
It
Winnower.
ushered them into a golden age.
The Traveler.
For eons they prospered, but their newfound god never spoke to them. It lavished them with gifts, but not with guidance. And though they lived in paradise, they came to crave a greater purpose. They desired meaning, structure, a winnower, to shape the garden. Their scholars discovered that the Gardener shared a connection with another entity among the stars.
The Veil.
They called it the Veil. And when they found it, they arrived to claim it. They already knew much about the light, how it could bend the laws of the universe and create life. But they came to realize that it could bring ruin just as easily.
Yes.
The cosmic events it set in motion could wipe out entire civilizations in a heartbeat.
The whirlwind.
Without reason. And so they saw the light, not as a source of prosperity, but of unfettered chaos.
Yes, that's life.
By studying the Veil, they came to know the darkness. A power that was shaped by thought and consciousness. And in the darkness, they found the means to carve away the chaos of existence, to calcify it into a final shape.
Okay.
Eternal and perfected.
Entropy.
They brought the Veil back to the Gardener in an attempt to strengthen their connection.
That seems like a bad idea.
There, they could reshape reality itself. The Gardener would not allow it. And so it fled their world. But they would not be deterred.
Oh God.
Having witnessed the truth in the darkness, they used its binding power to merge themselves into the salvation they craved. Thus began the Witness's pursuit. Its campaign to impose meaning on a meaningless universe.
So the Witness is the whole race?
One that is nearly at its end.
I guess the Witness is that, because that cutscene is, all the information in that is all new to me, mostly. So I guess the Witness is like the whole race in one. That's why it speaks with so many voices. Interesting. So what does the Traveler do? Isn't it just a big orb? It sort of, it extends lifespans, it terraforms planets, it kind of just does its own thing, but it makes the, it makes the environment of whatever it's around perfect for life, to be abundant. And obviously with an abundance of life and no real downside, it allows civilizations to rapidly evolve. Well, not evolve, but like advance. That's my interpretation of it anyway. The Gardeners of the Galaxy, yeah, that's it. So the Traveler's just chaos, evolution, and the darkness is stagnation. Kind of. It's like chaos versus order, life versus death. You can look at it as, you know, even though obviously the way that this is all portrayed, there is a good and a bad, there are arguments of the grey. There are arguments of, well, actually the Traveler is the problem. So there is a certain amount of grey area, but obviously for video game purposes, they're like, well, yes, there is the argument, but you are a good guy, go kill bad guys. But I think that if they ever do a Destiny 3, I think that, especially with the way that they've gone with updates in this, and the way that they've changed and overhauled all the systems, I think they're going to allow for, like, 2 factions or something. Just seems like the way it's going to go. The Witness's birth was one hell of an orgy. Yep. A lot of limbs and body parts in that one. Yeah. The Witness is just big into composting. Yep. But the Traveler is objectively good and the Veil is objectively bad. The Traveler is unknown. And it kind of is in the way of, like, it makes species basically reliant on it because they take any sort of, not survival instinct, but any sort of like troubles and trials and tribulations that they may have had in the past, they take the lack of that for granted. So when it leaves, because it's being pursued across the cosmos, when it leaves, that race is suddenly thrown into turmoil because they don't have that assistance anymore. So when they leave, like in the Fallen's case, all hell breaks loose. Because they suddenly just don't have the Traveler anymore. And it usually ends up being worshipped as a god by whichever species it's near. But there are other powers out there that can like warp reality and all that sort of stuff. Which, without going into too much detail right now, the Hive have access to because they have like worm gods, and the worm gods. Yeah. Anyway, there's a lot of sort of like a lot of the factions have good guys and bad guys, including humans. It's Space Assassin's Creed, literally the same core concept, kind of. Minus all the pieces of Eden and Animus and assassinations. Although, speaking of assassins, where is it? Did you do this to me? There it is. There is an Assassin's Creed set of armor for the Warlock that I kind of think is awesome. The only thing I've seen from Destiny is the chapter where they stole the light or something. That narrows it down to about 40% of all of the stories in Destiny. The world of Destiny could never exist because we hate each other far too much to not get stuck in an eternal world war. Well, that's still out there, but the thing is, something about humanity, just people in general, they are united by an external force. Right? And there'll always be dissenters. There'll always be dissenters. But the majority is united by an outside force. By an external opponent. Right? A villain. A bandit. Whatever. So, if there was some sort of extraterrestrial threat, I think a majority of humanity would squabble in the beginning, but I think would eventually come together. So the Fallen are just the race where the Traveler said, I'm going to go get milk real quick. The Traveler's done it a lot of times. The Traveler is very much a deadbeat dad, effectively. You got the Cassandra armor for hunters? Nice. It had a big cinematic DLC where the Guardians lost the light and had to retrieve it. Oh, that was the launch of Destiny 2. That was Destiny 2 vanilla. So we did a bit of stuff then, and then there was this, which was the first thing that happened. The Traveler's a bum. He is a bit of a bum, yes. Or it is a bit of a bum. I don't even know. Dominus Gaul led the Red Legion on an assault of the last city. Victorious, he used Cabal technology to ensnare the Traveler and block Guardians' access to the light. Guardians regathered the Vanguard and mounted a counter-assault to take back humanity's home. Gaul's plan to steal the light backfired, and the Traveler destroyed him. Honestly, the Red War campaign, minus the random bits of filler that were in it that were like, now go and patrol this area or whatever, the actual campaign missions and the cutscenes and stuff for the Red War was some of the coolest shit in this game. And it's such a shame that they took it out. It was honestly some of the coolest shit in this game. Yeah. Is it known if the Traveler is just an entity or just a machine from an ancient race? Yes. Sorry, that's not an answer to your question. It's a yes. The answer is yes. But not an answer. But also yes. It's something. Definitely is. But that's... So, when they first launched Destiny 1, they're like, we have 10 years worth of story to tell. We have a plan. This is what that plan is. The 10 years runs out very, very fucking soon. Like, it is... The DLC that comes out in June or July, whenever it is, I think it's June, is the ending of the Destiny storyline. Thank you for the good stuff, Robert. I don't believe anything will conclude with the final shape because, as Bungie admitted in their now deleted GDC conference, they want to keep us wanting more. They go out of their way to not give us the best and most that they can. Sure, but also they don't have the ability to disappoint with this one because people will walk away. People will walk away because there have been too many missteps over the past few years. This DLC has to hit it out of the park so that people are invested. And then the following episodes, or like seasonal DLC that they're doing, which I think they call in episodes because they're revamping their whole system of doing things, will have follow-on stories and like repercussions and stuff of what's happening afterwards. But we'll see how that all goes. I'm being optimistic. Like I'm the guy that even in the last season of Game of Thrones, you know, that was what, 6 episodes. It took me until halfway through the 4th episode to be like, yeah, okay, this is shit. Right? I was in denial for a long time with Game of Thrones. I don't see it as denial. I see it as being optimistic and like, there's still good stuff in it. Destiny doesn't have the opportunity to fuck it up. They just don't. How to Gaul block access from the light. So see the big thing that's on it? This machine thing? It basically worked kind of like you know what a Faraday cage is? Some people are like, of course I know what a Faraday cage is. And other people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? Basically it was like a big cage that they put on it. They shackled it. And then light couldn't get out, so they couldn't use any abilities and whatever. It's going to be nothing but a cliffhanger for Destiny 3? Nah, I don't think so. I think that there will be some loose ends, sure. I agree. They've got to tie up the story. They are ramping it up too much for it not to be. There are too many like content creators out there on YouTube that make videos and do all sorts of stuff week to week that are like, this is it. Like, you need to do this properly. And there's a bunch of them that have already walked away. People already did walk away. If they didn't have Sony's bonuses to cannibalize on, they wouldn't be here today. Nah, I doubt that as well. It's easy to be very pessimistic about everything, but I think that you are leading too far down that path. I don't think that's the case. They just slapped that on it. Nobody stopped them. Sorry, I'm getting too deep into this. No. Don't worry about it. That's the whole point. Like, this episode is specifically we're going through the story and talking about the lore. It is a catch up. That's the whole point of this next hour or two. But no, they basically arrived. There was a whole thing. They rocked up. We had a whole bunch of warsats all around Earth that they... I'll simplify it and say they broke them. So they rocked up out of this storm because the storm was completely unnatural. So they covered the city in storm. And then they rocked up and just bombed the fuck out of the city. Fucked a lot of people up. And then put the cage on the Traveler. And that was it. Because it was basically a full-on blitz. Like, Earth got fucked up. There's some cutscenes, which I do wish the cutscenes were still in the game. At least the very first one where the city gets attacked. It's a shame it's not there. But it is a very cool cutscene. I might put it up on the Discord. Just the one where the tower gets attacked and like all the Vanguard are like looking out into the clouds and shit. They're like, something's wrong. This is weird. Like, it's a weird day. And then all these ships come out and Zavala's like, battle stations or some shit. And he puts up his bubble when the tower just gets absolutely fucking wrecked. It's a very cool scene. Very cool cutscene. Anyway, that happened. The Traveler woke up because Gaul went all full of light and was like, I should be the one to wield the light, not the Guardians, because I am better. The Guardian woke up and went, nah, and did this pulse, this massive pulse that basically killed Gaul and fucked a whole bunch of shit up. Gaul got fucked? He did. He certainly did snuff. Yeah, when all hope seemed lost, the Traveler ended its slumber and burst with light, damaging its shell but saving the last city from Gaul. The shockwave traveled deep into the stars, waking even greater threats. So it did the big pulse, which like cracked the fuck out of it and broke a bunch of pieces off and whatever. And that's how it was for Destiny 2 for like the first 3 years. The Traveler was just all busted up in the sky. Then And the first DLC was Curse of Osiris. Some of these DLCs and storylines are going to be like real tangents. So it's like a sort of real wandering path. Saint says, I usually try to contain how strongly I feel about Bungie. Look, I get that, Saint. I do understand. But what are you going to do about it? Like, I'm not belittling anything or saying that what happened didn't happen, but what are you going to do about it? The option is enjoy what's here without, you know, the whole vote with your wallet thing, or don't hold a grudge, because you're not doing anything for yourself by holding on to that negativity. You just walk away. That's the only real sort of options that you've got. Otherwise, it just festers. Is the Traveler shiny again? Yes. The Traveler is shiny again now, yes. By the way, Jack, did you read my question about Alan Wake 2? I didn't see it, no. And Snorf, congratulations on the 3-stream streak. So, first DLC, Curse of Osiris. So we went to Mercury. Osiris, the former Warlock Vanguard, an exile from the last city, because he had a cult that basically built up around him because of his predictions and shit that started to worship him, which he didn't like. He wasn't a fan of them. But because of some of the things that they were doing, he effectively was exiled and or self-exiled type of thing. It was like a whole thing. But he left the city and was hanging out somewhere out in the universe. This DLC was let's go to Mercury because he needs help. He was an exile of the last city, sought to thwart Panoptes, the Infinite Mind, from using simulations to achieve total victory for the Vex. Osiris and the Guardian entered the Infinite Forest, a Vex simulation engine, and defeated Panoptes. Osiris chose to remain in the forest to use its simulation for humanity's gain, which he did, so the Vex simulation could simulate anything from any time period to the point that it was real. Panoptes nuts. Ha! Not the first D's nuts joke today. There you go. You guys are in a mood, aren't you? But yes, so the Infinite Forest could simulate anything to the extent that it was real. So if you were to walk through the portal into the Infinite Forest and simulate, say, I don't know, a person, and take that simulation out of the portal with you, then that simulation would be, for all intents and purposes, that person. And our ghost got possessed? Yes, the ghost got possessed by Sagira. Sagira possessed our ghost. That's how we found out about what was going on. Then Warmind happened. Sounds broken as all frick. It is. It is. It was a big deal. It doesn't exist anymore. The basically Mercury itself doesn't exist anymore. Mercury is gone. Mercury went bye-bye. So you can simulate Catboys if that's what you want to simulate, Saint. You could do that, I guess. Sure. After the Traveler woke up, the shockwave caused all the warsats to crash on the surface of Mars, revealing the core of a Golden Age Warmind AI Rasputin, as well as forgotten foes. So it melted a bunch of ice. There was a worm god and a bunch of old school hive from fucking forever ago that were frozen on the surface of Mars. They were all freed, so you had to like go and save the day. Also, is Saint 14 simulated? I don't remember the details. Yes. Well, that's the thing. Saint 14 was a simulation, but is real. Because the simulations are as real as reality. So we rescued Saint 14 by pulling him out of the simulation of his death. It's convoluted, but basically we went to the simulation of his death, at the moment in time that he died, and rescued him. And then brought him out of the simulation. And because we brought him out of the simulation, the simulated Saint 14 is real. Like, it's not the original Saint 14, but it's a simulated version of him and his ghost. Because the Infinite Forest doesn't allow you to time travel, but allows you to simulate any period of time in different realities so realistically that they may as well be real. It's weird. It's very convoluted. It's weird Saint wouldn't exist without us and we wouldn't exist without Saint. Exactly, Snorf. It's a very, very weird back and forth thing. I love how the Drifter just said outright, if the Vex can time travel and simulate anything, how haven't they won yet? Yes, because they can't, because we're paracausal. So that's an interesting thing. So we're paracausal, which basically means we are untethered by time and unpredictable because of that. Because it is freedom of choice as opposed to a program. So the Vex can simulate everything, but it doesn't matter how much they simulate, they cannot predict a Guardian, and that's why Guardians can kill them so easily. And why they're so terrifying to normal humans, because normal humans will be predicted and murdered. At least we got the sickest armor in the franchise, thanks to the Vex. Yeah, there's some pretty cool armor from the Vex. Okay, so... yeah, so everything crashed, Rasputin woke up, Anna Bray was there, Hunter and descendant of the Golden Age lineage, worked with the Guardian to defeat the Hive, worm god Zol, and his herald Nokris. Rasputin pledged to safeguard humanity, but only on his own terms. Yeah, Rasputin was a bit of a dick, consistently, for a long time. And then... that brings us to Forsaken. And Forsaken, in a high-stakes prison escape, Forsaken happened. Which is what we're going to do right now. Your Discord name's based on Saint 14. He's a great character. Yeah, he's pretty cool. That particular Guardian is just a fucking crazy, terrifying loot goblin that will slaughter entire civilizations in search of a gun. Yep. And if they don't have the right guns, we will turn the enemies themselves into guns. Yep. Not this. Don't make me relive this. We're going to relive it. It's going to happen. Just, it's fine. It's happened in the past. It's okay. Okay. We'll get through this together. It's a support group. Besides, you'll get to see him again soon.
To understand where we are today, there's only one place to start. Cade 6. Cade 6 was the Hunter Vanguard, a mentor to every hunter in the tower. He was an infamous daredevil, a dependable fire team member, and our dear friend. He never missed a chance to make light of the situation, even in dark times.
Oh, I remember that.
Our responsibilities weighed on all of us. He tried his best to ease that burden. Cade's final mission was to prevent a breakout at the Prison of Elders in the Reef. Things didn't go as planned.
He's way too smart to pull out his ghost while surrounded by snipers. I mean, ghosts are pretty much indestructible, though, in most cases, so I can understand the mistake. A ghost like your heart, they're like your soul. Yeah, they basically, if your ghost dies, you can die permadeath. So they resurrect you, they give you your powers. So if you're separated from them by some sort of, you know, technological means, then you can... Goodbye, Shanks. Fuck you. Nah, not gonna hit him. Is Cade like the Batman of this setting? Probably closer to Iron Man, to be honest. But Cade's very cool. Everyone loved Cade. Yeah, this is the Prison of Elders, which is a place that got all kinds of fucked up. The Awoken, the Space Elves that we saw before, oh hey, look out. The Space Elves that we saw before ran a prison that basically had a shitload of the solar system's worst kept in it. I don't know why they didn't just shoot him. I guess it's like, oh, let's not murder everything that we see. But yeah, they kept the prison. The prison had a big drama happen with it, which we will find out exactly why very shortly.
Hub. Better clear the area before going in.
Use your super. Yeah, all right. But it was all the factions, like all 4 factions, all fighting each other. Come here, you. Don't run from me. Be gone. Ah! He just dipped out of existence. Come here. Space prison? Yes.
This says we need warden level clearance to open the door. Cade.
I got you. Stand by for promotion.
My ghost is a Pokeball.
And it's close.
Oh no. It's the Scorn! Even though this isn't how the Scorn was introduced originally. Like, this is a TLDR of what the actual mission was. The Scorn were introduced as, like, because they were a new enemy race.
They used to be fallen.
And they were all spooky scary. And, like, creepy footsteps and, you know, all sorts of crazy shit going on. Get out of here. Uh-oh.
The fallen didn't just become this. Someone did this to them.
Who could have done it? Fuck Varric, ain't no way your ghost is a Pokeball. Yep. He's Pokeball. It's not like you're the scariest thing in the universe. Yes. Are you playing a recap? I am. That's what I'm doing for this next section. That was the whole spiel at the...
Impeccable timing, as usual. All that's left is to turn it on. What's happening to the floor?
Ah, these hive are gunking up the works. Get out of here, will you?
Break all the hive grottiness.
Hive gun scrub. Now, it's your turn.
Remember to purge the buffers.
Sure, got it. One question? How do I do that?
Press the red button,
They're all red.
then press all of them.
I can't believe that worked. I am amazing at this.
Scratch that. It did not work.
Guys
Don't
should be able
worry,
to-
we got this. Do your thing.
Guys should be able to trash talk you for choosing their appearance. Ha! I remember the first time the Scorn showed up, they did that pretty well. Yeah, they did. My ghost has kept the same appearance for 4 years. I change mine pretty often. I got a few shells that I really like, but I do change sort of across the board pretty often. I think I used to have the Taken Shell back on PS4 D1 because of course I did. They didn't. There was only 2 shells in D1, wasn't there? It was the white shell and the red shell. That was it. My favorite design in all of gaming. Normal ghost shell, but my shader looks awesome on him. I sent mine to you.
Booting it. For real this time.
Come on. Tech support with extreme prejudice. Well, everything's where it's supposed to be, but now it's asking me for some kind of secondary activation.
Should be a terminal you can use out on the catwalks. I'd go with you, but I hear this place has turrets, and I really want to fire them.
By the way, you and me, good team.
Let me get that door for you.
Okie dokie.
Oh, the turrets have a manual mode. Interesting.
No?
Hey, buddy, what do you think of my new guns?
Allied turrets.
You still with us, Petra? We're gonna clear you a path to Supermax real soon.
Copy that.
I like Petra too.
I got this, buddy. Take it easy.
Rally banner, which didn't exist back then, but... Oh, actually it did, but it didn't exist in missions.
Can I just say I'm having the time of my life right now?
Ow. Okay, super time.
I've hit a locked door. Any updates for me?
Drifter is Pog. Drifter is Pog. I like Drifter. Not the best character in my opinion, but I like Drifter. I assume all classes have their own shtick. What's Jax? He's a Warlock. Space Wizard? Yeah.
Bringing the security system online.
You in the green now, PV?
Yes, accessing the lower levels now. Just gotta check on a couple of things. And then we can call it a day.
So long as you're the one buying.
Looks like we're all done and dusted here, kiddos. Ramen's on me.
And they all lived happily ever after, right?
Looking pretty good down here. Just gotta check one last thing.
I like Petra. I reckon Petra's wicked. Cade's a robot. He's an exo. So he's basically a robot with a human soul. That's the very short, mostly incorrect way of describing it.
No, Cade, he's gone. This
Oh, no.
isn't a prison riot. It's a prison break.
The airlock on Deck Zero. It's the only way out this far down. They're going to escape.
Not if I get there first.
The fanatic escaped. Knowing in the future that this is all Savathun, that's a lot. Okay, LBRB. It doesn't happen yet. There's still more to play through yet. I love the yeehaw. What the fuck? So for those that are unaware, Petra is not a guardian. So if Petra dies, Petra is dead. Petra is just a badass. Oh no, they skipped it. Okay, so there's not more to play. It just happens now. There you go.
Never felt better.
This is one of the coolest cutscenes that they have ever done.
Petra? Petra? Guardian? Must have knocked out the comm relays with that spectacular landing. And cue the ominous music.
This is so cool.
Okay, everybody. Back in your cages. I said, back in your cages! Yeah, that hurt. Sorry, not sorry.
So gutted he didn't get to use the golden gun.
That's it. Now I'm pissed. Oh, is that really all you got? Help me out here, little buddy.
And that's Sundance. Sundance is dead. Sundance is the ghost, yeah.
Coming home, Ace.
And Ace is his son from when he was human. Even though there's actually debate as to whether or not Ace was ever real and was not just a way for him to like have this
Cade?
false
Petra?
memory almost
What's happening down there? Come in, Cade.
to keep him sane.
Hey, welcome back. We fell at least 20 stories down, and I can't reach Cade. Or Petra.
As well as
Cade
the
must be
dumbest.
further down.
Look,
There's a hatch over there.
if you know that there are no bullets in existence that can kill you or damage your ghost, then you're not gonna necessarily have the conscious mind to be like, oh, keep it away because there's ghosts. Oh, he'll get hurt. Like, it's just, he's bulletproof. Right? they had to fashion a very specific bullet out of very specific hive materials and get the circumstances just right to be able to even kill Sundance. So does Cade come back and regain his ghost? No, his ghost's dead. When the ghost's dead, that's it. He's just a guy now. He doesn't have any super amazing special abilities. He has his skills, and that's about it. Just ask the Traveler? Nah, it doesn't work like that. It's a bonded pair. Good day, big fella. Okay, I do this. Stupid fucking vulnerability shit. Get out of here. Ooh, an exotic. And Ostringer.
No. Kate's ghost. She's dead.
Aldrin.
Well, this is awkward. You gotta go to borrow.
No. But I do have a bullet. With
and your gun.
Name on it.
Any second now, my partner is gonna roll in here and kill every last one of you. And you, my man.
This is going to hurt.
It's not his voice.
A lot. Any last words?
How's your sister?
That moment was a big deal as far as the storyline is concerned.
To Aldrin, Cade was just an obstacle in his path. But to us, the loss of Cade was devastating. It shattered our fire team and left the last city in mourning.
And then we found him, and me and Petra shot him in the head.
Aldrin met his fate, but that wasn't the end of his story.
And then stupid fucking pulled pork, stupid ghost, went and found Aldrin and revived him.
He was resurrected by a ghost named Glint, and having no memory of his past, took on the name Crow. At first, the Vanguard tried to keep Crow in the dark about his past life and Aldrin's crimes. But Crow is not Aldrin. In time, we grew to understand that who someone chooses to be is more important than who they were.
Okay. Quick bit of power information to go over. Aldrin was the Prince of the Reef. He is the brother of Queen Marisov, right? Which is the Awoken Queen. The Awoken being the coolest species that you could choose over the Exo and the humans. Just saying. Not biased. Just because I'm Awoken. I just made the right choice. Now, Aldrin was the brother, he was the prince. He was always a bit of a dick, but he was never, like, evil. He's the type of dude that would be like, yeah, go out and do this impossible task, and then I'll help you. And then you go out and do the impossible task, and he's like, well, I kind of was really hoping that you'd die, but I guess I'll help. Right? He was that kind of douchebag. But then with this, he was possessed. He was possessed by Riven, who is a wish dragon. I'm saying some words that are going to be like, I know all those words, but the combination you're putting them in is really weird. He was possessed by the last of the wish dragons, who was not quite the last of the wish dragons, but that's a separate thing. Because she was under the control of Oryx and or Savathun, which are Hive royalty / gods. And but it's dude, this is 6 years ago of story, and we're unraveling things as the years go on. Anyway, Uldren turned out to be, he got revived. He was revived as Crow, because when somebody dies and they're revived by a ghost for the first time, when they're first turned into a guardian, they are their memory is fresh. They're a completely new person. So it's not like he has all the memories of his past or anything. He's a different guy. Blank slate. Yeah, basically. It's the inherent sort of like, will they fight for the traveler that the ghosts look for on a corpse? And if that is a yes, then they revive them. So that one little shithead ghost was unbonded and decided that Uldren dude was his sidekick. Basically. Yep. But it's not that Uldren's his sidekick, it's that Crow is his sidekick. Because when he found him, and he resurrected him, he revived a blank slate, effectively. Stealing an itchy pill? Okay. Welcome back, Snorf. But the problem was, because everybody hated Uldren for killing Cade, and I mean like the Guardians across everywhere, all knew that Uldren killed Cade. Even Queen Mara Sov was like, yeah, I know you killed my brother, but he wasn't really my brother anymore. So as much as I want to hold a vendetta against you, I'm better than that, so I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna sit here in my chair and be all sassy. But yes, because he had the same face as Uldren, because he had the same face and body and everything, and people on site would recognize him as Uldren, he was being killed over and over again. Because he didn't know who he was or where he was supposed to be, because Guardians don't inherently know, oh, I need to go to the Traveler and figure out the tower. The Ghost will tell them stuff. They'll be like, oh, you should go to the tower. But that's about it. But the problem was, everybody knew who Uldren was and hated him. So whenever he would go anywhere near any other Guardians to be like, hey, how you doing? I need help. They'd kill him. And he was murdered over and over and over again. Important question, who's the hottest female character in Destiny? That is a debate that my side of things probably ends with probably Mara Sov. I lean towards Petra at times, but probably Mara Sov. I mean, it's a pretty cliched answer if you're in the Destiny community. There are other options. Cade is, ha. Jack likes the blue people. They're shiny. They're shiny people. I like them. Who's Marasov? Marasov is the queen of the Awoken. She's very fancy and very regal. I agree with Jack, methinks. I can't think of anybody else who I've really been like, hey, yeah. Yeah, there are definitely other characters. That are sort of like up there-ish, but overall, yeah, probably Mara or Petra, depending on the day. We'll say 5 days out of 7, it's Mara. The other 2, it's Petra. Anyway, all that aside, one of my friends would answer with Keitel. Yep, that's definitely a meme answer. That's what they like. They can answer Keitel. Scares the fuck out of you. Yep. He's not memeing. I'm disturbed. In a high-stakes prison escape, Aldrin Sov and his 8 barons took out legendary hunter Cade 6 and unleashed chaos across the reef. Avenge the fallen Vanguard leader at any cost. Uncover the mysteries at the heart of the Dreaming City, earn a wealth of new exotic weapons, and carry the light into the Shattered Throne dungeon and Last Wish raid. Right? So that happened. We avenged him. You're kind of down for Aramis? I mean, if we're just going like voice and personality-wise, I'd go Aramis over Keitel. But, you kind of like Elsie? Yeah, Elsie's alright. Elsie's alright. For a robot. I'm not going to go into detail as to whether or not I think she has a vibrate setting, because that would be crass. But Elsie's alright. Season of the Forge. So, Season of the Forge, Guardians met Ada 1, who was... She's an Exo that's never been reset, because she was effectively perfect. The 1 at the end of Exo's names dictates... It sort of shows how many times they've been reset and rebooted. And usually the body, because it's a human mind that has been transferred into a robot body, eventually that human mind goes insane and needs to be reset so that they go, oh, hey, cool, I'm in a robot body. Ada has never been reset. Is it like an Exo 69? There are plenty of different numbers that Exos have on their name. But I like Ada. I like Ada. I think Ada's pretty cool. The Guardians met Ada 1. She was hiding out in the tower behind a secret door and shit. She was a curator of the weapon foundry called the Black Armory, which I loved. I love the aesthetic of the Black Armory. Like, it's probably one of my favorite themes in the whole series. Though distrustful of Lightbearers, Ada needed help to recover her forges lost during the Red War. Guardians recovered all 4 armory forges and unearthed secrets of Ada's own path, rekindling the armory's operations and changing Ada's outlook on those who wield the light. What's the highest number? Depends on how many times they've gone insane. Banshee's got 44. He's the easiest one off the top of your head. The gun vendor has been reset quite a bit, yeah. Yeah, because he's not exactly who he thinks he is either. But I haven't actually finished that storyline, which is something we'll have to do at some point soon. Season of the Drifter. Drifter upped the ante on his gambit, much to the Vanguard's disappointment. Guardians made a choice to spy on the Drifter or to work more closely with him. Guardians learned bits of the Drifter's past, that the 9 are patrons of his endeavors, and that he knew their emissary days past when both were very different people. Yes, I can't remember what the emissary's original name was, but the emissary of the 9 is like very like high priestess, like this is the way the world is sort of shit, but that's not who she used to be. We're not really going to go into that because, like I said at the beginning, it is kind of going into tangent that is at the moment unrelated to anything else that's going on. But the Drifter is like a dude that is all subclasses. He's not any particular subclass from what I remember. I'm pretty sure he's not. I can't remember. Anyway, he's cool. He's a chill dude. He doesn't like ghosts. He doesn't trust the Traveler. He's very, like, Grey Jedi. Sort of like, yeah, the Sith are evil, but I kind of see some of their points, man. Overall, he doesn't want the universe to end, though. He's like a Hunter Warlock hybrid, kinda, and a little bit of Titan in there. He's a little bit of everything. I don't see any Titan in him. I do. Be careful with all the dots in there, or it will ban you for a time, Albatross. Dude, this is the one season I wish I could have done. I wish I could have sided with my boy any day of the week. Yeah, it was a cool season too, because it had different missions depending on who you sided with. Destiny 2 is free, but the DLC are like full games. Kind of, yeah. Yeah, but you can pick them up pretty cheap from time to time. Like, when they go on sale, they go on sale. Like, they're on sale, you know? Oh, you were trying to recreate the It Itches guy? Yeah, okay. You had to spend 100 for Final Shape. I mean, that's the one that's not out yet. Of course you spend full price on the DLC that's not out yet. But yes, anyway. Then there was Season of Opulence, which was amazing. was a great season. Emperor Callus, disgraced former leader of the Cabal, enticed Guardians back to his Leviathan ship with promises of power, all in the hopes that he could sway them to his clandestine ranks as a shadow. The Guardians competed in Callus's menagerie and claimed their spoils, but their allegiances remained steadfast. It was a very cool season. Very cool. Very, like, game show. But, yeah, very cool. I liked it. Then we had Shadowkeep. Shadowkeep was a season that existed. It was on the moon. Was on the moon. There was a red castle on the moon. Ancient enemy grows ever closer, and as the heroes of the last safe city turn their attention to the frontiers of the galaxy, new nightmares emerge from beneath the lunar surface, because the Hive were sleeping. Heed Eris Morn's call and stand against the Hive swarm, construct an arsenal out of nightmare essence to destroy the evil lurking in the Pit of Heresy and Garden of Salvation. And then there was like a whole bunch of shit going on with nightmares, which are like red ghost sort of things that are there to torment people, because there was a pyramid ship underneath the surface of the moon that had been like damaged in the past. I love how Shadowkeep's so lame they didn't even archive its intro mission. Yeah! Well, I mean, you can still play it. You can still play it, because this one, I assume, is like a summary. It's the same as like this one was a summary. But it doesn't really add a ton of stuff. It's just like, yeah, there was a thing. Nah, it's lame. I don't think it was that bad. I don't think the first mission in Shadowkeep was that bad. I thought it was pretty cool, because like it had the Red Jacks and stuff fighting for the first time, and you could drive the tanks around on the surface, and you could do all that sort of stuff. Thanks for all the help, but I gotta go to bed. Too easy, Robert. Take care of yourself. Rest easy. Thanks for the stream. Too easy, Robert. Take care of yourself. Get some sleep. I'll talk to you another time. Season of the Undying happened at the same time that Shadowkeep launched. The Vex, spurned on by the reactivation of the pyramid on Earth's moon, opened a portal to the Black Garden. Their forces spewed forth, assaulting the lunar surface. They're like Vex, but with moss and leaves on them. Ikora Rey and the Guardian launched offensives into the garden, using a portal of Ikora's creation to track and destroy the Vex leader, the Undying Mind. The Guardian recovered a relic from the darkness from within the garden. As far as seasonal things went, considering we went from opulence to this was quite disappointing in comparison, but it was a thing, I guess. You bought Shadowkeep so that you could do Pit of Heresy. I literally couldn't even force myself to keep going as it was so boring. What, Pit of Heresy or the storyline? It's definitely, of all the DLC in the game at the moment, it's probably the weakest, but that's kind of expected. Like, I'm not sticking up for it. But it's, the first mission was pretty cool. First mission was pretty cool. And there were certain elements of it that were pretty cool. I think the pacing was just a bit meh on it. Because it was like old school Destiny with the whole, do a thing, then do 6 patrols and a strike that you did last year for the millionth time. And now have another story mission. And now do a thing again. And then do 6 patrols again. And then do fucking 5 Crucible matches and that sort of stuff. And it's like, oh, okay. But that's the old way that they used to do things, and they don't do that anymore, which is good. Because it was a really unfortunate way to extend things. Review, it was a thing, I guess. Yeah, that's about it. Honestly, anything with Eris Morn complete utter snooze fest. I find Eris in general to be so fucking boring. There's definitely things that are better and worse about the different characters and different storylines that happen. Some are stronger than others. I think Eris as a character, when she's part of an ensemble, she is a good foil to the jokey nature of some of the characters. I think she's a good foil to Drifter, and I think that's why they pair them. Because he comes across as a jokey, fun guy, but is actually really fucking dark and really fucking negative. She comes across as super emo, but is actually super positive about stuff. So I think that they sort of go well together. Saint says Aramis is army, and I'll stand by that. Other than that, Petra and Elsie are nice, and unexpectedly Sloane is good. I don't know. I haven't seen Sloane since she came back. It's like, cool, you got a curse and more magic. Do you think anything else besides monotone talking? Or do you do anything else besides monotone talking, you edgelord? Yeah, she's got a rock. Anyway, Saint 14, Season of Dawn. This season was awesome. I loved this season. This season was great. The activity was fine. It was acceptable. I liked Mercury as a destination, even though a lot of people didn't. But this season I have a lot of fond memories of because they overhauled swords, and I basically mained a sword as my primary weapon most of the time. Most of the time. And the Infinite Forest maze, I remember running through that with a friend and finding, like, your way through all the different doorways to the Guardian's, like, tomb and all this sort of different stuff. It was very cool. Not the strongest season ever, but very cool. Osiris exited the Infinite Forest with a portent of humanity's doom. As seen in the simulations, he learnt the remains of the Red Legion had taken the Sundial, a failed time travel experiment of his own invention. The Guardians fought the Cabal and their Scion Council to stop them from rewriting history, then used the same methods to save the lost Guardian Saint 14 from his death in the past. Okay, Albatross. I'll see you later. Have fun at work today. I'm sure that you'll do amazing. Okay. Season of the Worthy was... this is sort of where I think this is where I started to really fade on Destiny. Because before this, the only real break that I took was like the second half of Season of the Forge. But yeah, Season of the Worthy, with their plans for the Sundial foiled, the Legion made a desperate play for revenge on humanity. They launched the Derelict Almighty, former pride of Gaul's fleet at the Last City. Anabray and the Vanguard put aside their differences and made a plan to use Rasputin's Warsat network to neutralize the threat. The Guardians powered Rasputin's arsenal, and the Warmind destroyed the Almighty. So this season, was where I probably had some of my very, very, very first streams back on Mixer. When Mixer was still a thing. But there was no microphone, and it was basically me playing through the Lie mission to find Bellwinter's corpse, and the Sister's Revenge event thing that was 2 hours of staring at the sky watching the Almighty get blown up, and then 2 minutes of it crashing. But yes. Season of Arrivals was alright. It was fine. The Black Fleet, humanity's ancient foe, returned to our system and knocked out Rasputin's defenses with trivial ease. The Vanguard evacuated some stellar bodies, and the pyramids descended on them. Guardians worked with Erismorn to translate cryptic messages from the pyramids while battling back enemies of humanity, now emboldened by the growing shadow enveloping humanity. This was where they removed a bunch of stuff and they did a bunch of sunsetting and shit. See ya! But they did. They removed a bunch of stuff this season. This season of the Worthy is, if you have a look in the Destiny playlist on YouTube, if you're over there on YouTube right now watching this, you can see the Destiny playlist, and it should be near the top. Or the bottom. It's at the starting end, wherever the starting end is for you. This was fine. This was the season that we built the big silver tree, and we fought on like Io and Mercury and Titan and stuff, and then they took all the planets out of the game. Which I still stand by the fact that I'm pretty sure that was to do with contracts to do with Activision and Half Moon Studios and stuff, how they were like, well, we're going to keep taking royalties as long as you keep having our content that we made in the game, and they were like, fine, we're removing it. They could say whatever they want, but it was just too convenient that all that shit was removed. The Traveler healed. So as the Pyramid Fleet darkened the skies in the Sol system, entire planets disappeared. In the encroaching shadow, the Traveler acted once more and reformed its shape. None know the true nature of this act. Was it a defensive measure, reacting to a growing threat, a clarion call to Guardians, or something yet undiscovered? Which was another event where we stood on rooftops and stared at the Traveler for an hour, and then it went, zoop, I'm the Traveler again. It was good. Still nuking the base campaign hurt. I actually liked it enough to beat it 6 times. I really enjoyed the base campaign, yeah. Yep. The Red War. Very good. And then we had Beyond Light. Like, that's just a cool background. I like that. That looks sick. Here we go. Oh. My throat died mid-sentence.
The arrival of the Black Fleet sparked great turmoil in the last city. Many of our people feared that a second collapse was imminent. The Witness took advantage of that fear. It promised power to all those worthy of it, in the form of stasis, setting off a race to Europa. We could never have imagined what awaited us on that frozen moon.
Ice.
We had always believed darkness itself to be inextricably linked with our enemy. Its power a path to inevitable violence and grief. But there were those, like Elsie Bray, who understood that what we call darkness is a neutral force. Like the light, it could be a powerful tool for good in the right hands, if we were brave enough to question our beliefs.
Okay. So it's not starting us outside.
By communing with the crux of darkness, we could learn to wield the power of stasis. First, we had to fight our way into Reese Reborn, Aramis's stronghold on Europa.
I remember the first time I got into this room, I'm pretty sure I'd already played Apex. And being like, oh, I'm gonna slide, and it's like ice, and you just do the Destiny slide where you slide a foot. And then you go, because anyone that's played Apex is aware that when you slide down hills.
This pyramid granted darkness to the Guardians and the Fallen. It gives power to our enemies as easily as it gives power to us. I don't trust it.
Okay. Bang. Okay. Everything gonna die. Relatively quickly. So this is the DLC that they introduced Wyverns and Briggs. But technically the Brig was a raid boss beforehand, but they introduced like Briggs as enemies. Get out of here, you. Hey, fuck off. As soon as she started talking, it awakened your inner John Shepherd. Also, Elsie has her own Fortnite skin. I'm saving up for it because I know Epic will drop the whole bundle in June. What happened with you and Elsie? I miss Elsie's original voice actress. I can't remember what her name is off the top of my head, but she was on Walking Dead. British actress, but played an American, obviously, in Walking Dead. Aside from taking the term getting screwed a bit too literally, I could see it. Huh? Says the one that found the space spider attractive. No protection for you. No shields. Hey. Come here. Bang. Alright.
Darkness is a neutral force, but the pyramids have an agenda. Until we know what it is, we can't let our guard down.
Hey-yah! Yeah, close enough. Oh, that's a roof. Alright. It's cooking time. Excellent. What's still alive here? Wait. Get out of it. What's that?
Rise now, my fellow Elixir. Do not let this scum take more of our sisters, brothers, fathers, and mothers.
What about like aunties and uncles and stuff? They're good. They're good to go. We could trim the herd just from like extended family. Fuck yeah, that's what I want. A bunch of Here Always pieces. I use them all the time. I am going this way, right? Oh yeah, I am. I don't know where they cut the barriers off.
Aramis's presence on Europa is not happenstance. Temptation set the wheels in motion, but obsession propelled her here. To destroy the light with an army of darkness, she and her followers make those selfish choices moment to moment. Humanity relies on our selfless acts to bring about a better world. Darkness is no more than a tool with which we do so.
Bam. The shard. Hello? Oh, we can commune with it? I gotta check something real quick. What have I got left here? Solar and Strand. Kinetic weapon. Where's the... Oh, rapidly defeat them with machine guns. Right. Okay, that's fine. Commune with the darkness. Now I'm cold. Ooh. Yeah, okay, tutorial, go away. Freeze everything. Everything be cold. It's a pretty cool super if it's used right. I remember using it at the start, being like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? Because I wasn't doing the pulse to actually shatter shit. More super. Freeze everybody. Ah, this is bad. Fuck up. You fuck up too. Okay. Dead. By the way, Destiny 2's greatest sin is ruining Hawkmoon, easily my #1 gun in the first game. Nothing even came close to feeling as good as use. Ah, spoken like a true Destiny player. A true PlayStation player, sorry. I didn't have that shit until after it was nerfed into the ground. Gaming, indeed, Noble, indeed. How you doing, buddy? Welcome, welcome.
Inside us all is the strength to control darkness. We need only look inward and remember why we're here.
Why are we here? In this box canyon with 2 bases. Or even if we defeated the team at the other end, we'd just have 2 bases in a box canyon. Inside you is 2 industrial-sized ice packs. Yeah.
Armed with guidance and resolve, Guardians took up the power of stasis without succumbing to the Witness's corruption. Our understanding of the darkness expanded. Darkness is a part of our universe, a natural force. We wield it in defense of the last city. We challenged many of our assumptions in the days that followed. Where once we saw only eternal foes, we discovered allies against a common threat. And amongst our closest friends, old enemies lay waiting.
And Savathun.
Hidden away in the last city, the hive god Savathun prepared her greatest trick yet.
Yep. Because she was secretly Osiris. Osirathun. I like Mithrax. I think Mithrax is good. I think Mithrax is pretty boss. Ooh, there's Noble. Let's check out Noble's build. What's Noble got on? What's he look like? Can't wait to craft me a perfect outbreak perfected. A perfected outbreak perfected? That's a good looking hunter. That's a good looking hunter right there. Very nice. Unwavering Duty. Beura's Wrath. And the Mountaintop. And other stuff. But yes, a bunch of shit happened. It was a very cold time. We got cold powers. The Crucible was very dangerous. A14 finding out he was dating a crackhead moth. Well, that was the whole thing. Like in the story, they weren't like he didn't really like they were on the rocks, so to speak. Where are we? No, back more. So Beyond Light, then there was Season of the Hunt, which is when Aldrin came back, and he saved, because by this point Sagira is dead. Osiris was looking for her. He went to the moon to look for her, and Aldrin saved his life, but it wasn't actually Osiris, because Osiris had been kidnapped by Savathun by this point. Convoluted. Look it up, you'll figure it out. Season of the Hunt. It happened. Anyway, as the planets vanished, Xivu Arath, the Hive God of War, the third of the Hive Gods, moved to seize power. Osiris walked a dangerous path to learn of the plot, this plot, and his ghost Sagira paid the ultimate price. The Guardian met an unexpected ally, Aldrin Sov, murderer of Cade 6, reborn as Crow, a Guardian in the Spider's employ. So the Spider was also, he was like a mob boss on the Tangled Shore, which is like in the asteroid belt, with sort of part of the Awoken's domain. The Guardian foiled Xivu's plans and bargained with the Spider to buy Crow's freedom, which we did. Season of the Chosen was when we became friends with Keitel. Keitel, Empress of the Cabal, led her fleet to the Sol System and offered to deal to Zavala, swear fealty, and defeat the Hive together. The commander refused. There's a very good edited cutscene where, because Lance Reddick, who voiced Zavala, read out some lines on Twitter that somebody rewrote of how the conversation went, and it had Zavala basically swearing and talking shit back to Keitel. Lance Reddick was awesome. Lance Reddick was a big fan of the franchise. He wasn't just there for a paycheck, and he showed it, you know? He was a very cool dude. He put himself in a lot of really cool stuff. The Guardians undermined Keitel's attempts to form a war council, defeating her champion in ritual combat, or all her champions in ritual combat. Cabal renegades attempted to kill Zavala, but Crow foiled the plot, revealing his identity in the process. Zavala and Keitel agreed on a truce. Yes, so Crow was wearing a mask so that people didn't know who he was, because us and a couple other people were like, you need to like hide your face so that people don't know who you are, and Zavala didn't know who he was. That's why in the cutscene a little bit earlier, you saw him reaching out for Crow when Crow was on the ground. That was that moment, and it was to mirror the fact that like Aldrin standing over Cade's body, mirrored by Zavala standing over Crow to help him up. The lion snorf, the one fucking guardian. Yep. Clapped your cheeks and fucking whatever it is. I can't remember. It's so good. Look it up. It's amazing. It's the Zavala Keitel conversation. Season of the Splicer. So I missed a lot of this stuff. So these two I kind of had a pretty big mostly break on. I didn't really play much of. Which is unfortunate because this one was really fucking cool. Season of the Splicer. As a Vex simulation plunged the last city into darkness, the Vanguard turned to the Elixni Splicer, Mithrax, for aid. In return, Ikora offered to shelter Houselight within the city's walls, a controversial decision. With Mithrax's help, Guardians learned to delve deep into the Vex network. There they discovered the true mastermind behind the Endless Night, Courier Blade Transform. After defeating Courier, as well as a treasonous Vex invasion of the last city, led by faction leader Lakshmi II, who is also dead. Which is a shame, because I was super loyal to the Future War Cult. Anyway, it's awkward. The Guardians successfully lifted an Endless Night. So that whole season, the tower was like, it's nighttime. Mithrax and Houselight remain in the Elixni Quarter as allies of the Vanguard. Which, that's kind of cool. I like Mithrax. We found him in a basement in the farm originally because he was the dude that gave us the mission to go and get Outbreak perfected. And the enemy that we fought at the end was one of Aramis's lieutenants. So it was like a whole lead up to Beyond Light storyline and this storyline and stuff long before it. Who, War Cult member? Yeah, I know, right? Because we won so many times over the years, you know? To be fair, they did have Cult in their name. Yep. You're a storyline? I am. Season of the Lost. So this was the one where they actually, like, Bungie actually did some pretty cool shit. Because they created, like, a whole area to jump around on and puzzles and things. But we did some Marasov stuff. So after Saint 14, Crow and the Guardian raced to the Dreaming City to confront Osiris. Savathun revealed the truth. For months, she had assumed Osiris' identity, sowing distrust and chaos within the Vanguard and beyond. After a confrontation, the Witch Queen restored Crow's memories of his days as Aldrin Sov. Now faced with his past, Crow retreated into solitude. Queen Marasov struck a bargain, where in exchange for being freed from her worm, Savathun would reveal the secrets of the darkness. Intent on lifting the curse from the Dreaming City, Mara planned to kill her nemesis, but just as the separation ceremony completed, Savathun escaped, and her whereabouts were unknown. Then we had the 30th anniversary, which was pretty cool. It was Zer's game show, because Witch Queen got delayed, so there was Zer's game show. Zer's game show season. Zer invites you to the Shores of Eternity, which is like the Nines realm, where your skill will be tested and rewarded. Celebrate 30 years of Bungie, adding with new content that pays homage to a legendary legacy of gaming, which is like the Halo weapons I showed before. There's marathon weapons, there's all sorts of different bits and pieces, casual clothes, etc, etc. Lift the exotic Galahorn from its resting place within a new 3-player dungeon, which was in the Loot Cave, which anyone that knows much about Destiny 1 knows the Loot Cave. Use its power to pursue new armor sets, cosmetics, and weapons inspired by Bungie's storied history. Anywho, then we had the Witch Queen, which I technically haven't finished yet. However, we're going to do it anyway. That's a cool background too. I like that. That's nice. Season of the Lost, aka half a year season. Yeah, well, I mean, it's like the season that we're in at the moment. Witch Queen was goated. I absolutely adored Witch Queen. I ain't about that, but I'm kind of down for the new Aldrin. Yeah, I mean, like, there's so many years of story, and it all like overlaps, and there's different things that they've not retconned necessarily, but been like, well, this was a secret all along. How do they go from Witch Queen to Lightfall? Yeah. It was filler. Apparently.
Of the many enemies arrayed against the last city, few were more dangerous than Savathun, hive god of cunning. We dealt with her forces in the past, but her cruelest trick was infiltrating the Vanguard itself, in the guise of one of our own, the warlock Osiris.
Yep.
Her scheming led to something we once believed impossible. Lucent hive, raised by ghosts, now wielded the light against us. Our only hope was to uncover just how Savathun had stolen the light. To do that, we would have to battle our way through her throne world, a realm of illusions and deceit. With the Witch Queen involved, nothing could be taken for granted.
Moth people! Seraph was the best season you played, eh? Lightfall was so blatantly meant to be part of the final shape but chopped up into filler? Yep. It seems that way. But a lot of people, at least this seems to be the common opinion.
Our mission was to infiltrate the Throne World's apothecary and retrieve a powerful relic. Using our mastery of darkness, we could see into the relic's past and uncover the Witch Queen's secrets.
Darkness power cut from the Witch Queen. The first and last cutscene literally being one cut in half, rushed plot with no explanation, and on it goes. Yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot of things, but it is what it is, and unfortunately there's nothing we can do to change it, so we kind of just need to find the positives in it, I guess. Like, as much as there may be things that we would have changed, all of the would-haves and could-haves in the past.
We're in position. Where are we headed?
Your destination lies deep within the fortress, Guardian, in the apothecary wing. There you should find a particular shard of crystal. Before her lucent transformation, Savathun was in the custody of the Awoken, securely bound within a crystalline cell. Or so it seemed.
So this crystal is a piece of her former prison, which means it was likely on her when she stole the light.
Yes. My source believes the events leading to her escape are intrinsically linked to the mystery before us now.
Oh, he's dead.
Eris said we have to seek out the aberrant paths. So what looks aberrant around here?
Aberrant. Ah. Oh, fine. I didn't want the sword anyway. Gimme. I chop you. Reveal a path.
How did you do that?
I'm a wizard,
like
Harry.
You created those platforms out of thin air.
Eris, what's the situation?
The Guardian is en route to the object in question now, Commander.
I am? I guess. We're swinging. Okay. It is a very cool place. I like it. I've barely spent any time here. Hey, wizards.
I bet this hive sword will be just as useful as the last one.
You reckon,
We need
Ghost?
to find a lock to smash open.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. Reveal.
The Witch Queen may have recast her realm in a lucent sheen, but remnants of dark architecture still lurk underneath.
And the Guardian's new ability reveals these hidden remnants. Yes, Ikora explained. Why can't we use the light to achieve the same result?
The light may be a powerful force, but when dealing in illusions, it has proven insufficient. It is the mind that must bend to see the truths hidden here. Thus, only darkness can show the way.
My only fear is where that way will lead us in the end.
Ah, I see. Get out of here. Go on. Open up. Do it. Or don't. That's fine too. Ah, there you go. See? As soon as I look away. Hey, fuck you. Alright, there's our lock. Hey.
All right, Guardian, let's focus. To find the way forward, we need a sword and something to smash with it.
You reckon? Thanks, mate. I wouldn't have figured it out. He's so helpful. He's so very helpful. Ugh. Trend was really cool. I just wish they didn't steal my $80 and leave me with no TLC. Everyone did that. The only one whose hesitation is warranted is ours. Still have the pre-order items equipped. They know for a fact I paid for it and I refuse to fix it. So Bungie mugged me. Wait, didn't you return it? Didn't you say you return it? Then when I looked it up, it happened to be a handful of people before, and both Shadowkeep and Beyond Light. Yeah, I did the same thing with Beyond Light. I pre-ordered it and then I cancelled the pre-order because it was on Game Pass. I got to keep the pre-order items. I feel like my Warlock Jack thinks it's lame. No, I think it's dull. There's a difference. I said it had potential. Ogre. Never mind. Sword. 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 There's a reason I like heavy machine guns.
There's the Crystal Guardian.
Lucky Moth.
Time to finish this.
It's actually pronounced Crystal. Pronounced Crystal, Ghost. Oh yeah, okay, he's one of them. I remember. Ow.
Destroy its ghost, or it will just keep coming back.
Squish it. My hand hurts. I just crossed a glass cube in my hand.
This crystal could very well be the clue we've been looking for.
Treasure. Judgment of Kelgorath. Crystal. But yeah, no, the Witch Queen DLC, I've done the first couple of missions of. I want to play through the rest of, which I will hopefully get time to do in this batch of doing all of the Destiny catch-up stuff.
The crystal revealed to us what we had refused to imagine. The Traveler itself granted Savathun the light. It reached out to our greatest foe and offered grace. For many, this marked a time of great uncertainty. A betrayal. Facing the truth and coming to terms with our doubts strengthened the Vanguard for the fight ahead. Whatever the Traveler's motivations, in the end, we had to rely on each other. Ironically, it was Savathun, Hive God of Deception, who revealed the true face of our common enemy, the voice in the darkness, and the architect of humanity's collapse, the Witness. Osiris's time under Savathun's thrall granted him a glimpse of a secret that she withheld from the Witness for centuries. A powerful artifact, known as the Veil, was hidden away on the planet Neptune. With Savathun off the board, the Witness would soon arrive to launch its assault against the Traveler. Armed with this vital secret, we now had a fighting chance.
You can't cancel what you already paid for. The transaction went through. You couldn't get a refund? Why couldn't you get a refund for it? What do you mean? I specifically added gift card money for it and set my Xbox to only pay with credit card for everything else so I don't miss it. I don't understand. But yes, there was Witch Queen, and then there was Season of the Risen, which was Savathun emerged with an army of loosened Hive and threatened the source of the Guardian's power. These seasons are the ones that we powered through last year with the annual catch-up. Savathun emerged with an army of loosened Hive and threatened the source of the Guardian's power. To contend with the Witch Queen, the Vanguard relied on their fragile alliance with Empress Keitel. Wielding the Cabal's light-suppressing technology, Guardians explored the minds of the Witch Queen soldiers to find the intel needed to prevent her plans from coming to fruition. Season of the Haunted. This is the one where the Leviathan came back, and we were all like getting the, what's it called? The scythe. The Leviathan returned, now corrupted by nightmares of humanity's past. With its sights set on the moon's dormant pyramid ship, Guardians intervened before Callus could claim its power. In the end, the Leviathan was severed from the pyramid permanently. But even as the nightmares began to fade, Callus ensured his return and threatened the Vanguard with the arrival of the Witness. Yeah, because Zavala, Crow, and Keitel were all haunted by shit of their past. And we did stuff. It was pretty cool. You grinded Haunted for way too long? I played a fair bit of it. I didn't like grind the fuck out of it because I did it all like I'm doing in the next couple of weeks. I did all the seasons back to back pretty much. Played through the stories. Season of Plunder was great though. I really enjoyed that one. I really liked Season of Plunder. A lot of people like, but it was dumb. No, I liked it though. I thought it was just like fun, stupid. Like it was just goofy but fun. I thought it was pretty cool. Frozen on Europa since her defeat, Aramis had been mysteriously released from her icy shackles. To stop her and the Elixni pirate crew that she had assembled, Guardians formed a crew of their own. Guardians set sail aboard Spider's ship, charting the stars in search of lost relics that promised to grant Aramis terrifying power, should she plunder them first. And we got all the pieces of Nezarec. I believe there were pieces of Nezarec. It was like his head and his left hand, and his right hand and his penis, and all the different pieces of Nezarec. And that was the one where what's her name? That's named after... What's the fallen that Mithrax adopted after he murdered her parents, that he named after the Awoken that had imprisoned him originally in the Dreaming City? Ido, that's it. Ido was all like, I don't know, maybe you're a bad guy, and maybe Eris is good, and it was like, nah. Season of the Seraph. So this one, a lot of people really like this one. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to rebuild the Warmind, Rasputin. To that end, we need to infiltrate Braytech facilities in exotic locales throughout the system to steal back long-lost portions of Rasputin's consciousness. These entities are known as the Seraphs. I got, doing all of the seasons back to back, I literally got to the point of this season where I completed the story, and I was halfway through, or not even halfway through, I think we were in the final boss fight, if I remember correctly. We were in the final boss fight of the exotic mission, and we literally ran out of time because the season rolled over and Lightfall came out. Like, I was literally playing it right up until the last minute. And then the current expansion, Lightfall, Prevent the Apocalypse, which was, it had such cool aesthetics. Like, it had such, like, I'm saying this as somebody that obviously has paid for it and played through the base campaign of it and stuff, but it had such potential. It had such potential. It had such cool aesthetics. It had a really cool theme to it. Like, I really liked it. It was just, I don't know. It was kind of like, imagine going and getting your favorite drink, or a drink that you know is going to be really fucking good, right? You're like, this drink's going to be great. I'm looking forward to this. And you go over and you drink it, and it's just sort of like lukewarm water, right? Just like body temperature water. Like, it's not particularly refreshing or, you know, amazing. And you're like, but that looked so good. It had such potential to be a really satisfying drink. And it was just like, yeah, I guess it quenched my thirst, but it's not really satisfying. There was so much in it that looked really cool, though. But I mean, as everyone said, it was definitely like a, what can we do? We've got this stuff. Some people were saying that it was supposed to be like, the DLC was supposed to be the subclass was for Witch Queen, which being green, it very easily could have been Hive Magic. And then the city was supposed to be, like, the assets from the city was supposed to originally be Last City, and that's where Final Shape was going to take place. Is portion of it was going to be in the Last City, and then we were going to go into the Traveler or whatever. Like, there was just a lot of different things that was sort of like, okay, cool beans. But it is what it is, and I still, like, I don't regret buying it. I just don't. But maybe I'm just more forgiving than some people, I suppose. I don't regret buying it, but I'm not. It's not their best work. And it's like, it's my jam too. Like, cyberpunk shit. I love that. I love cyberpunk themes. You were there for that? You were, Noble. You certainly were. You were there for that. I'm a cool aesthetic. Thank you. And Ido is adorable. Ido is adorable. Ido is good bean. Yes. After Final Shape, I'll start a petition to let me marry Aramis and adopt Ido. Yeah. I've got the cosmetics. I can be Elixir. Yeah. I can't believe we were that close. Yeah. We were very, very close. Very, very close. It was like, it was literally like the boss had like a third of their health left. It was crazy. It's up on YouTube anyway. It's there in posterity. I regret it, kinda ruined all my builds because of the stat changes. Terrible campaign. It literally killed any drive to keep playing. But that's not a regret in buying it. That's you not liking the update. Because the stat changes and stuff were there either way. The terrible campaign, while not being great, like, maybe that's a regret in buying it, sure, but killing your drive to keep playing, I mean, it's probably good that you had a break then. Season of Defiance happened. So this is this year. This is what we're catching up on. So, spoilers inbound, I guess. In the aftermath of the Witness's attack, the Vanguard calls upon its closest allies. The Guardian must master the righteous powers of the Awoken if they hope to stand against the encroaching Shadow Legion. I mean, they weren't really mastering the powers of the Awoken. It was just like, now you get this buff. Tear through the Ascendant Plane and use the mysterious abilities of the Queen's Guard to breach the Pyramid Outpost and banish Callus's troops. Fight for the freedom of your allies and the very future of Earth. I'm going to chase as much Queen's Guard shit as I can because I like that theme as well. Pre-ordered that bitch so that I could get all 4 seasons and I didn't do anything. I'm not saying the last one is why I regret it. I haven't played a single season. Neither have I, up until now. And I'm going to play all of them before they roll away. But I went into that knowing that. Like, I not gave up on Destiny, but I came to a conclusion when Beyond Light, when I played through Beyond Light's campaign, and went, okay. And I didn't really play any of the seasonal stuff. I was like, alright, well, I'm going to just not play Destiny throughout the year, and just power through the rest of it at the end of the year. And basically spend a month binging it, which is what we're doing. Season of the Deep. Saturn's missing moon of Titan has returned, overrun with Tegan and Hive searching for something at the bottom of the Methane Ocean. Guardians must follow them into the deep and beyond to uncover ancient secrets. So that's our underwater stuff that we're going to do. Season of the Witch. Become a master of the arcane arts as you work with Eris Morn to fulfill a dangerous bargain with Imaru, the Witch Queen's ghost. Ascend Savathun's spire and delve into her altars of summoning to explore her dark rituals and esoteric secrets. I'll explore your dark rituals and esoteric secrets. Finally, help Eris unleash her inner hive in a desperate gambit to save Earth and the Traveler from the Witness's domination. And then Season of the Wish, which is the current season. Venture into Riven's lair to recover her lost clutch in exchange for her granting one final wish. The opening of a path to the Witness. Because he cut a big hole in the Traveler and just flew on in. Titan was your favourite planet, and even for that, it didn't return. That's okay. Look, Saint, you're allowed to be upset at the game. I'm not going to convince you otherwise. I'm going to tell you that it might be worth giving it a shot if you're feeling it. But if not, that's okay. You're allowed to be angry at it. That's fine, man. You don't need to justify things or anything. Like, it's okay. Final shape? The final shape looms, a nightmarish calcification of reality into the Witness's twisted design. Embark on a perilous journey into the heart of the Traveler, rally the Vanguard, and end the war of light and darkness. Buy our shit. You get 2 emblems, not just 1. And you get a ghost that looks kind of like the Traveler surrounded by pyramid ships. And a pyramid ship. And a cool gun. And sub stuff. And 3 episodes. Because they've changed the way that they do everything. And the prismatic subclass and the new destination and the new campaign. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. It is what it is. You know, I'm excited to see how everything is going to unfold. And finalize and complete and stuff and such. Like, it's it is what it is. That's Destiny. That's how Destiny is. That's the game, you know? Keeping an eye on Final Shape. If it's unbelievably good, I can put down the pitchfork temporarily. So you're not particularly vested in their whole business practices thing. You're using that as a fuel to be angry then? Because if some good content will stop you from being angry at them, then you weren't that angry about the things you were angry about in the first place then, from what I understand. Not picking holes, I'm just trying to understand what the motivation is there. Because, I mean, the stereotypical Destiny hater, ex-player, etc. is anything bad about the game is bad, but I want to play it. I don't know. Show Saint the cat dancing emote. He doesn't know it exists. I know the cat bike exists. I got that during the Halloween event. Not some good content. Content so good that proves that they were scared shitless and decided to finally listen to us. I don't know, man. I feel like that's not... Yeah, that's... Because it's not the corporate crew that are really... I don't know. It's a conversation that doesn't really have a place here, to be honest. Like, it is what it is. Oh yeah, we should go back to the tower and talk to Ikora as well. And while we're on the way there, we will have a look for this cat emote. Do you know when it is from? Because I haven't got it on me, and I would have to search through my collections for a million different things. Not armor, dingus. Equipment, resources, exotic weapons, armor. No, it's not in collections, is it? The emote collections are elsewhere. Might be in the store. It's in the archive in Eververse. Okay, hold on.
Okay, here goes.
Ooh, glimmer. I like myself some glim. Get some glim. In the archive. We go. Emotes. Ah, this one, clearly. You obviously mean this one, right? Totally this one, you mean? The, Ace Ventura one. That's totally the cat dance. No, don't say no. I know it's the one you mean. It was clearly that one. Here we go, the cat ear dance. There you go. Cat ear dance.
Really? Okay.
Anyway, let's go talk to Ikora. After we talk to Rahul for some reason? Oh, because I've got an exotic engram.
Is warranted.
Yeah, I'm going to hold on to that for a minute, bud.
I think that's it.
That's why Fortnite isn't the worst thing out there? No, I don't think Fortnite is. I don't think it's particularly my cup of tea at the moment. But
examining the past helps put the present into perspective. It reminds me how much all of us have accomplished already, and what we might achieve in the future. There's power in the stories we tell each other, as surely as there is in light and dark. Together, we can face anything. So remember, eyes up.
She said the thing. Har 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 har. You've gained a deeper understanding into the recent history of the Guardians. Though the stakes are enormously high, the Vanguard and your fellow Guardians will always be ready to support you. Ikora leaves you with a final bit of encouragement before sending you on your way. Together we can face anything, so remember, eyes up. You're ready to join your fellow Guardians in priority missions. Check out your featured quests for suggested activities. If you're ever at a loss of what to do next, look at your Guardian ranks. Also, here's Monte Carlo for some reason. You find Ikora reviewing a holographic map of the last city's defenses, featuring highlighted icons at the sites of your recent victories. She minimizes the map and addresses you. Thank you for working with Shax to break the Witness's siege. Every inch of ground we gain now will be invaluable to our civilians once we're through the portal. Make no mistake, these attacks may look like unchecked aggression, but the Witness's forces have a strategic goal. They're hoping a pressure campaign will keep our Lightbearers pinned in the last city and out of the portal. Ikora's eyes narrow, and for a moment, her impatience shines through. They're playing for time. Time we can't afford to lose. Keep working to stabilize our defenses. The more you accomplish before Mara and Osiris reopen the portal, the more of our forces will be available for a counterattack. Her tone grows flinty with determination, and then we'll finally show the Witness the power of humanity's resolve. Yeah, alright then. Also, I've been told not to grab these. I've been told not to grab these, because they will reset my shit, or they have a chance to. So I'm going to run in the opposite direction.
Stronger than ever.
When will Ikora grow hair? Never. She shaves it regularly.
Everything okay, Guardian?
Okay, what was that thing that popped up? Oh, I'm not doing this. Beat matches in the Glory rank playlist and in Crucible rank points. Now go away. I don't want you on me. Get out of my inventory. Wasn't there a... Hold on. Just when I saw a thing pop up that was like, talk to everybody. 11% across those 3 missions? Damn. Damn. Oh, I need to go into fucking strikes and do it then. Lord's Ruin dungeon. Goes to the deep dungeon. Do some other stuff. Do that thing. Dividing the ladder. This can go away as well. Pick it up another time, or I won't pick it up at all. It's just not. It's not going to be a thing. Get out of my inventory. I could have sworn that there was a thing. Oh well. Don't know where it is. Maybe it was a challenge that opened up or something. Maybe. Ikora sold her hair to Zavala for his collection. That's weird. Zavala uses his hair to tie his armor back together. That must be it. I missed that season. It's like there was a specific season explaining all of this. It was a season of the hair. Okay. Have a look at our other stuff. You can cash these in. Make the rounds. Visit Ada-1, Drifter, Devrim, Eris, Hawthorne, Ikora, Shaxx, and Zavala while pursuing the Brave Arsenal. Why Devrim? Current step, 1 of 8. I mean, I could fucking talk to them now really quick. Fine. It's deep lore, yeah. Hello.
How you living?
Cool. I don't understand. What does it mean as I unlock weapons or something?
Proceed.
No, I'm guessing it's just a quest that's like... Talk to people before the DLC comes out.
Pyramid's approach fills me with dread, despite being surrounded by guardians. I can't imagine what the armory founders felt like during the collapse.
Your mother's? Yeah. Probably pretty crazy. Anyway, that's the recap of Destiny lore. There's so much more to it, like, who is this robot dog? Why is he such a good boy? And where is Rasputin now? Surely not dead. And, why is Hawthorne? But anyway,
I just need something that'll work. I don't care.
such is life. And there's no traveler in the sky anymore. He's in space. And there's spaceships. And there's the last city, which is covered in craters because it keeps getting fucking bombed and shit.
You know who's doing, you know
Big
what
city
it
too, considering that like there's city here, but over there, like in the distance, that's the city center. Like we are, it's a big place. It's a big place. Maybe the cat in Zavala's office chews his hair off. Maybe. What's up with the Drifter? I never got the purpose of this character. And why is Siva getting sidelined? Yeah, I mean, there's a whole bunch of different things that are sort of like we need to discuss in depth another time. But that time is not in this episode. So VOD viewers, that does bring us to the end of this particular chapter. I wonder if I can still get up here. Do this. Ah, fuck you, air conditioning box. But VOD viewers, that does bring us to the end of this chapter. Hopefully that has helped you with understanding a bit of what's going on in the world of the Destiny Worldness universe. I know we kind of rambled and went on some side paths there, but yeah. It is what it is. That is Destiny. There's a lot more to the world. There's many adventures. There's a lot of things that make sense once you know what's going on, and a bunch of stuff that you just don't question, because it's been a game that's been going for 10 years with constant story beats. Some much better than others. But it is what it is. So thank you for being here. If you're watching this tomorrow, 10 years from now, or long after I'm gone, you're awesome. Oh, what is that? Why is this the camera angle? What the fuck? You're awesome, and I am sure you'll hear from me again. I'll catch you another time. See ya.